We're here with Gustav Bessinger. Gustav, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, and your qualifications?
Hi there, yeah, I'm obviously, like you introduced me, I'm Gustav. I'm a qualified chartered accountant, and I have been working in accounting and advisory for numerous years, as well as fulfilling a few commerce roles as well, being CFO slash group financial manager, those type of things. So I've got a bit of commercial experience as well as sort of practical accounting experience.
And Gustav, you've been a business owner yourself?
I have indeed. I was a shareholder in an accounting and advisory firm in South Africa for 3 years before coming to New Zealand. Yes.
Nice. And tell us a bit about what your impression of business coaches and business coaching was before you started working with Business Mastery.
Before I started working with Business Mastery, I thought it was a farce, to be quite honest. We obviously, I was sitting more on the advisory side of the accounting practice, if you want to call it that. So, and sometimes you would see that clients were paying business coaches, and my thought was always, why would you want to pay a business coach? We can help you with everything. But that changed significantly since I've joined Business Mastery, and I think purely because I have realized that there's so much more to business than just the numbers. And although I had my own business, I think some of the facets that I've seen business owners discuss and guidance that they've received from Business Mastery and yourself just made me realize that there's so much more to business than just the numbers. I'm a numbers guy, and that was my main focus. And I managed to do everything else in the business that I own. Apart from the business that I owned, I've always been sitting on the finance side of things for obvious reasons. And I think every person that sits in a certain position in a business thinks that's the most important position, right? But no, it's definitely changed a lot. And I think, it's a combination of seeing how you work with clients, but also how clients respond to what you engage with them with, if you want to call it that, for lack of a better word. So, no, it's changed dramatically.
Yeah, what are some of the specific things that you've noticed? Because obviously every business needs a great accountant. They need good advisors around them, and I believe they need coaches too. But what are some of the specific things that you've seen, perhaps as distinct from the accounting side, that you think that business owners would value, would be valuable to a business owner?
I think the key difference is if I compare advisory or consulting with coaching, right? So advisory or consulting is you go in, you sort of unpick what the issue is to a certain degree, and you go in there and you fix it for them, and then you leave. And they don't know how to, what you did or how you did it, or how to do it themselves. Whereas with coaching, it's a similar approach, although not exactly the same. The way you ask questions and the way you sort of get clients to think about issues in their business is different. And I think that's where it differs. Is with business coaching, you are enabling them to a large degree to help themselves, and also you are consistently there to support them. And I think that's huge. And another thing that I've picked up with coaching is that a large part of the coaching side of things is it is almost a bit like business counseling, if you want to call it that. I think clients appreciate the fact that they've got a soundboard for issues that they have in their business, and they can discuss that with their coach. And the way that these issues are approached, questions are asked, and problems are nailed down, because a lot of the times when clients come to us or come to you, they've got a general problem or a general issue, or they've got a lot of issues that they want to deal with, but they don't necessarily know which ones are the most important. And I think that's where business coaching is brilliant. It's pinning down what's most important by asking the right questions. And once that's done, it's coming up with an action plan to fix that, and holding the business owners accountable so that they actually go out and they do what was discussed during your session, because you see them once a week or once every 2 weeks. So that's how it differs. I think business coaching is loads more about upskilling the client, where business consulting is you go and you fix it and you leave, right? So it's fundamentally different. And I think there's places for both, obviously, but I think business coaching, again, it's a long-term process, because you're continually improving and getting better. And that's the type of client that it would work for best. There's guys that want to be better. So that's my take on the difference between the two.
Nice. And what would you say, I guess, two messages. One to our accountants out there who perhaps could be working more collaboratively with coaches in the various pursuits of various areas of business, and also what would you say to business owners that might be open or considering exploring this as an option?
I think to accountants, I would say to them, you've got, obviously, you fit in, into a specific part of the business, and you add your value in terms of, obviously, your tax knowledge, understanding a set of financial accounts, doing financial accounts, and possibly providing management reports and management accounts, and that's all good. That's not necessarily why there's a business coach. The business coach, that's not their focus. Their focus is to assist business owners to understand their businesses better and get them to move in a certain direction to reach certain goals. And it's not necessarily. Obviously it's linked to the finances, but it's not their focus. The finance of a business coach, the focus of a business coach is not necessarily getting into the nitty-gritty of the finances. It is assisting clients to find solutions to problems and guiding them and helping them, upskilling them so that they can sort that out and deal with it in the long term. And the result of that is that they become better at running their business and they will make more money, right? And I think that's where accountants and business coaches can collaborate, because you're sitting on two separate sides of a business. I know for a fact, from now being involved with Business Mastery for about a month and a bit, that accountants cannot do what a business coach does, or my limited experience of a business coach, which is you. But I'm sure there's loads of other business coaches out there that's really, really good at what they do as well. And then to clients that are considering getting a business coach, I mean, just the feedback that I've been getting from clients that I've been sitting with one-on-one in sessions that I've had with them, and the feedback that they've given me in terms of what a difference sitting with you specifically and having a business coach has made to how they run their business, how they approach problems and how they find solutions and all that has meant a lot to them. So yeah, I think there's different sides of the value coin. But I think there's a lot of value in having a business coach, because it's not just someone that's gonna keep you accountable, if you want to call it that, and it's not just someone that's gonna pinpoint the problems, but it's also someone that can act as a soundboard for your ideas, and a reality check as well, for those ideas. So yeah, I think it's a no-brainer to get someone like that involved in your business.
Yeah, nice. And finally, what's your role within Business Mastery and the coaching process? Talk a little bit about that and what your specific focus is with the clients that we work with.
So my specific focus will be to assist clients to fundamentally understand their financial positions better, or what drives their profitability. Where do we go if we want to grow? Helping them plan ahead. That's one of the things that I've picked up chatting to a lot of clients is there's a lot of focus on obviously strategy, which is really important, marketing and all that. But there seems to be a bit of a disconnect between setting financial targets, and it's helping clients sort of define that, help them discover what it is they are after, where they want to go with the business, and what they need to get in place from a financial perspective to enable them to do that. But also not just that, helping them measure that consistently, holding them accountable to targets, and I guess and upskilling them, helping them understand the finances, helping them understand the set of annual accounts, helping them understand what drives GP margin, what drives overheads, which revenue makeup is the best for their business in terms of driving profitability. There's so many things we can go into, but that sort of touches on it. But I think that the most important part is to upskill them and make them understand what drives their business from a financial perspective.
Very good. Thanks, Gustav. I'm sure we'll hear more from you in the future, and see you all next time, guys.
Thank you, Marcus.